afternoon to each and every one of you. Welcome back to my show. So for today's visitor, we will have two beautiful ladies. They are Binibining Leah Mae Claud and Binibining Jenny Rose Macasling. They are both researcher and a journalist. We'll ask them some questions about global warming and climate change.
Afternoon to Binibini, I'm fine, and yes, very ready to answer the question.
A pleasant day, everyone. Still doing good in life and excited to answer the prepared questions.
So let's start. For the first question is for Binibining Leah. What is the main purpose of your presentation? What is your motivation for doing the paper?
The purpose of this presentation is to be aware of what are the causes of climate change in the global warming, how we can help even into a small way. We create knowledge in doing this that we can teach to every people here in our country. My motivation in doing this is the people who affect the most when there are calamities like flood and volcanic eruption, and also to lessen burden to our planet.
The second question is for you, Miss Jenny. What are your salient points? How did you gather these details?
The two salient points that get my attention are: first, the climate has been warming quick since the commercial revolution as a result of human activities square measure neutering the composition of our atmosphere. And the second one is the impact of global warming depends on the complex interaction between the human population and the causative and irresistible specialist. We gathered these details by researching and watching news. The two details is the effect of people wrongdoing to our environment.
Third question is Leah. How will your study contribute to the society?
This study will give people awareness. People will lessen causes of climate change. Simple gestures can have a big impact in our life. To change people's mindset, especially putting the trash in the right place. Don't put the waste food in canals and the gases or chemicals that can affect our environment. This study is to educate people, especially young people. Like what our national hero said, kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan.
And for the fourth question, Miss Jenny, what limitation have you encountered in the study and how did you address them?
Some limitations that I encountered was: don't focus on politics. Do your own research. Always watch the news or interview other people. Because some of us are focusing in our government. We blame them for the cause and effect in our country. I address them by not blaming others. We all know that our government sometimes was wrong. But don't blame them. Instead, make them your inspiration to do good.
And for the last question, Ms. Leah, what recommendations are needed to resolve the issue you have presented?
The solution, I think, is don't waste water and food. Turn off the water and electricity if it's not needed. Don't let go the foods that can store in the fridge. Invest in energy efficient appliances and speak up. When you know someone doing wrong actions that can affect climate and global warming, speak up. Don't let someone trigger our nature. Speaking up is also one of the ways to protect our environment.
That's it, guys. Thank you for answering my questions. Once again, thank you for accepting my invitation here in my show.
Thank you also for inviting us here. I enjoyed answering your questions.
To everyone, it's really fun in answering your question here. I will surely come back.
That's great. I'll make that happen. See you again soon, ladies. This is one of the signs of climate change and global warming. Climate change refers to significant long-term changes in the global climate. Global climate change is also connected to system of sun, earth, ocean, wind, rain, snow, forests, deserts, and savannas. And everything people do too. From shifting weather patterns that threaten food production to rising sea levels that increase the risk of catastrophic flooding. Without our atmospheric greenhouse, the Earth would be very cold. Global warming, however, is the equivalent of a greenhouse with high-efficiency reflective glass installed the wrong way around. The Earth's climate started to change since in the beginning of geological time, and that's because of the influence of the human activities. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. Floods are an area of study in the discipline of hydrology. They are the most common and widespread natural severe weather event. Floods can look very different because flooding covers anything from a few inches of water to several feet. An earthquake is the shaking of the surface of the earth resulting from a sudden release of energy in the earth's lithosphere that creates seismic waves. The seismic activity of an area is the frequency, type, and size of earthquakes experienced over a period of time. Fact 1. The term global warming refers to the long-term warming of the planet. The term climate change encompasses global warming but refers to the broader range of changes that are happening to our planet. The second one is paleoclimatology, or the study of changes in climate throughout Earth's history, used as evidence found in tree rings, ocean sediment, coral reefs, and layers of sedimentary rocks to determine that current warming is occurring roughly 10 times faster than the post-ice age warming. This one is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change was formed in 1988 to collect and assess evidence on climate change. Since then, it has produced a series of alarming climate models. Under these models, most of the planet's ice cover would melt by the end of the century and trigger a cascade of irreversible consequences, including flooding strong enough to engulf entire cities.